Hello and good morning, everybody. It's me, Nick, again. And in today's video reflection, I would like to share with you my thoughts on a beautiful quote from Marcel Proust that said that if if a thing like happiness exists, for him it feels like being an instrument in which the sonority of strings can be brought to music by the gentlest touch. I found this a beautiful reminder of living life to the fullest, to relish it and accept everything that comes in the way, of not being afraid to be sensible and to embrace even the hardest blows that in my life might throw at your on your way. And I found it really timely for me because I think I'm emotionally growing up on this aspect, meaning that I grew up thinking that being sensible, especially in front of others, were equal like being weak. It was a form of weakness and a way to kind of expose yourself, to be vulnerable, fragile, and giving to others a chance to take advantage of me or my weaknesses, of my down moments, if you will. And so I found this really beautiful because it made me think about a quote from Thoreau, which he said that like you have to suck all the marrow out of life. And I think this is what being sensible is like taking all that comes, the gentlest touch and the hardest punch, and make something, like not make something out of it, but using it, taking in, learn from it, relish it, you know. Don't repress it, or don't avoid try to avoid it, and I found this also linked to a fictional book that I'm reading at the moment. That is a book from from Con Eagledon, by Cole Eagledon, about Genghis Khan and the practice of the Mongols. The Mongols had this kind of practice that they teach the since to the kids since they were little, which is called the cold face, and which is, from what I understood, it was a kind of apathic, like putting on a mask of apathy to prevent others to see your weaknesses, your pain, or whatever. And I don't know if the author exaggerates this, but there are some scene in the book where like Mongols pretend to be dead, so to do an ambush to the whatever army they're fighting, and sometimes the army like cut their arms or like a leg or whatever, and they didn't even flinch. And of course this might be like exaggerated, but it was really a real thing, a practice, and it was a sort of apathy, like it was something like this, like showing nothing. Not that you're angry, either that you're happy or that you're in pain or whatever. And I think that right now it seems like absurd, but I understand why in the book, like, Genghis took pride in seeing his son practicing the cold face on the face while facing adversities, because it makes sense to me, because I grew up with this same idea. I had my parents were telling me, like, if you have to cry, cry alone. Do when nobody's watching, and these are really influenced me in a really hard way, and I took pride in um, you know, making the lows of life higher, and making the higher of life, the the heights of life lower. In a sort of, I took pride in not, you know, um, floating from kind of depression, blue mood, to euphoria in the span of a week, like a roller coaster. I took pride in being more or less like stable, um, and I was like, oh yeah, this is contentment. It's not happiness. It's not like, you know, depression. Is like contentment, normal. And I felt like I had total control on my emotion, and this pleased me, especially for where I grew up thinking. However, I came to realize after having read this quote, then that we should be more like instrument, which means that the beauty of music, so to speak, like making music with one's life, is like the beauty of music is its diversity. It's like from melancholic piano to vibrant reggae to hard metal, heavy metal, you know, or rock. And and this is like part of the season you're in life, like pretending to say, oh, I'm untouchable, and I am unflappable from life. Life cannot touch me. Is delusional, and is um complete. It will make you miss a lot of things, and you will miss a lot of feelings that you might enrich your life, even and especially the bad one, even and especially when um you feel desperation, and you let desperation taking you. Is in that moment then you learn something from it. You know, it's part of life. No matter how painful is that what it is, right? And so um I like this idea very much, and I think that what Proust meant was a kind of ode to living life to the fullest. I interpret it in this way. Be open, you know. Living life to the fullest is not this this great thing that everyone think like, oh, living life to the fullest must be amazing. Not always. Not always. Living life to the fullest means being exposed, being open, and embrace whatever comes on your way, and whatever music will yourself, your soul, um, make, so to speak, in a kind of romantic philosophical way, but you know what I mean. And so accepting even the hardest punch, you know, this is also living life to the fullest. Living life to the fullest is not just be surrounded by beauty and have no problem in life. Is having problems in life and embracing them, you know, knowing that you will learn something from it, and even if you don't, it's just life. And so we must accept it. And I'm trying really hard to be more uh, open and sensible, and let my emotion go a little bit, and I think I'm doing it. um, but I don't know. It really struck me this, and I would like to conclude this conversation, this little philosophical reflection, with a quote, a line from a folklore Italian music. They said that it is really hard to speak when you have a mouthpiece in your mouth like a boxer. And I found this really also linked to this conversation. It's like it's hard to speak when you have something to protect your teeth from a punch, a mouthpiece. And I found this really symbolic and a really beautiful line. They also said in the music, even a black eye can look far away, which means like don't be scared to get a black eye, don't be scared to get your teeth broken, speak freely and trust, have faith in the fact that even with a black eye you can see far away, so to speak. I hope this, I don't know, finds you if you need to, when you need to. And I will see you in the next video.